Hi everyone, my name is Laura and welcome to Book Bubbler. Today I have an April book haul for you. It's posting in May, but they all arrived in April when I'm filming this. So a few you might have seen before in my mid-month book bash vlog. I think there's maybe 5 or 3 from there, I don't know. So I have stuff here from Book Depository, Half Price Books, Book of the Month Club, Thrift Books, and Book Outlet. So let's get cracking. I think there's around 30 books here. I don't know. We'll just get going. So some of the ones you may have seen previously are this James Patterson Book Shots, Jen McKinley, A Wedding in Maine. This is the third in a trilogy. They're little, supposed to take like 2 hours to read. I can read it in about, like a half an hour, but I'm not super invested, but it's hard to find this, so I wanted to see how everything wrapped up. That one. And then 2 about wolves. So my Uncle Rob was a famous, in his group, wolf biologist and bison biologist. He worked for Alaska's Department of Fish and Game, or Fish and Wildlife, whichever it's called, I forget, for most of his career since like the 60s or 70s. So I have 2 books that talk about wolves and are involve him. So there's The Company of Wolves by Peter Steinhardt. My uncle is in this one. And then The 9 Mile Wolves by Rick Bass. My uncle is not in here, but I do remember hearing about this pack of wolves from my uncle. So I'm interested to see what Mr. Bass has to say about this pack that I randomly know about. For Book of the Month Club, I got 2 extras this month. I got Love in Color, Mythical Tales from Around the World Retold by Bolu Babalola. I love saying that name. I'm assuming this is all just individual tales and short stories. This should be good. And then I also got the start to a mystery series, Tita Rosie's Kitchen Mystery. This is Arsenic and Adobo by Mia P. Manansala. So this should also be really interesting. I like books about food and, of course, cozy mysteries. Okay, from Thrift Books, I had this book checked out twice from the library, and both times I didn't get to finish it, and I was really enjoying it, so I just bought a copy. This is The Wellness Project, How I Learned to Do Right by My Body Without Giving Up My Life by Phoebe Lapine. This is also sort of based on Gretchen Rubin's The Year of Happiness. Same kind of thing, only it's about wellness. The author has some autoimmune diseases and some chronic health problems, so she tries different things out to see what will help her. I was really, really liking it. Glad to have it. And then these 2 I'm adding in because I've already read them, but my mom is now reading this series, and it's really good. And I do want to eventually own them all. So these are books 2 and 3 in the Shetland Island series by Anne Cleeves. This is White Nights. And number 3, Red Bones. So these are going to go right to my mom since I've already read them. Then another Half Price Books haul. I finally took in 2 boxes of books to sell. And one of these days I'm going to get out of there without spending more than what I get back for books. But today was not that day. So this book is number 9 in the Maisie Dobbs series, Elegy for Eddie. This is by Jacqueline Winspear. I read the first book and absolutely loved it, and I've been trying to find the rest of the series. She's still writing them. I'm trying to find them used whenever I can. It's hard to find them, so it's really piecemeal. I think I have like number 14 up there. I think she's close to 20, or very late teens for sure, if not close to like 20 or early 20s for books. So looking forward to this. These are all set around World War II. And this one, House Magic, The Good Witch's Guide to Bringing Grace to Your Space by Ariana. I don't know who Ariana is, but I like the idea of bringing in some quirky elements, some very personalized individual things to your home, and having the decor be intentional versus what my house is, which is sort of like, oh, there's a flat surface, let's put books on it. So yeah, looking forward to getting into this. I just like stuff like this, and I also like books that have different colored ink to print in. So this one is like a burgundy brownie, purpley. Should be good. Little creative inspiration. And even though I have yet to read a full book by him, I do enjoy his writing. This is Thomas More and The Reenchantment of Everyday Life. Some of his previous books are Care of the Soul, that I think that's his most famous. Creating a Religion of One's Own is another one. Yeah, he writes about spiritual matters, religious and spiritual, but mostly spiritual versus religious. So this should be really interesting. The stuff in here has art, word, sacred, rituals, spirits, home habitat, world, psyche, so world twice, word, excuse me, and world, and nature. So it's all different things, little essays. So this should be good. How many times can I say this should be good? Please don't count. Then next up I have the memoir of David Walliams, Camp David. I really enjoy Little Britain, and I'd wanted to read this for a while. It's hard to find British celebrity biographies, memoirs here in the States, especially used. So I did a double take when I saw this, and I was like, yes, please, thank you very much. And this is a newer author to me. I've read 2 of her books and really enjoyed it. Was really surprised how much I enjoyed it. And this is her first novel. So it's The Bright Side of Disaster by Catherine Center. Catherine Center has also been in Book of the Month Club, I think 3 times, maybe, if not 4. And they have been reissuing her earlier publications with new covers that are very bright with florals and like primary colors and things. But I found this one there, so I thought, hey, see what it's like. And then these last 2 I was especially excited about, like you have no idea. I love Graham Norton, and I have not read this one or his second book, the name of which escapes me, but this is like a brand new copy of Holding, his very first fiction book. I love his writing. His memoirs are fantastic and hilarious. They're very, very Graham. So I'm really looking forward to this one. It should be such a good little fiction / mystery. And the last one, yep, from Half Price Books. Another double take I did. I didn't know this existed, but I'm really happy to have it. This is a Cafecito story by Julia Alvarez. Very thin story about coffee. There is a sort of unreadable dedication in the front, but it features woodcuts. So it's about coffee and what growing it is like and everything, but it just seems so interesting. I love Julia Alvarez's writing. And then at the back of this, there's an afterword, and then there are resources for fair trade coffee and, you know, practices and all these sort of things. So this was a very neat find that I didn't know existed. We're about halfway through. Okay. So I ordered a few books from Book Depository. I only have 2 of them here now, and that's absolutely fine. But this one I have really wanted since it was first published, and I wanted a British copy because I don't like the US copies cover that much. So I finally have a copy of Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. This one I'm saving for when I know it's the right time to read it. It could be years. I hope it's not, but I know it's going to break me in the best possible way. Really, really excited. And then this one I have to thank Heather at Soggy Expat Book Nerd. Heather, I love you on your channel. I was reading the Mabinogion for Dawithon in March and having a hard time facing these like Dover Thrift Edition, super teeny text, just like masses and masses of text. I couldn't hack it. So I got rid of that, and Heather told me about this publication, which was not cheap, but I don't care. So this is Legends and Landscape of Wales, the Mabinogi, translated by John K. Ballard, photography by Anthony Griffiths. This is published by Gomer, and it includes pictures of the real locations of some of the stories, which I think is so exciting. Like, the fact that this exists, I'm so excited about it. So like, they're right put into the story. I'm flipping to pages that have illustrations or photographs, whatever. I'm so excited about this. There's also a second book that I'm hoping I can get to, but yeah, really, really psyched. Thank you, Heather, for telling me about this. My bank account doesn't thank you, but I thank you very much. Okay, then on to books from Book Outlet. That will be the rest of these books. This is a children's book. I have not read it, but the cover and the title, everything about it makes me think that I'm going to really love it. This is Home in the Woods by Eliza Wheeler. I mean, come on, guys. Like, Little House vibes and... oh my God. There's a map inside of the forest. Are you kidding me? Big Curve, Rest Spot, Deer Paths, The Shack, Berry Patch, Circle of Pines. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so the kids are kind of creepy and remind me a little bit of Haunted Victorian Dolls. Not so much that one, but this one is a little like, if they were dolls in my house, I don't know if I would sleep. However, this should be really, really a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Okay. And I think it was Sean, the book maniac, who first alerted me to this book a few years ago. And then everywhere I have seen it, which is not that many places, it's gotten rave reviews from people. This is fiction. And it's Rules for Visiting by Jessica Frances Kane. So this lady is in her 40s, single. She's 40. More at home with plants than people, girl. Over the years, she's turned inward, finding pleasure in language, her work as a university gardener, and keeping her neighbors at arm's length while keenly observing them. So staying a little close to home. But when she's unexpectedly granted some leave from her job, she's inspired to reconnect with 4 once close friends. She considers this journey her female odyssey. What might the world have had if, instead of waiting, Penelope had set out on an adventure of her own? So this is about this lady named May, about reconnecting with friends when she's 40 and has to take a job from work. Like, this hits way close to home, but I've heard nothing but good things about this. So yes, please. Also, yes to ladies in their 40s being protagonists of books. Like, I'm here for it. And then, because it's Book Outlet, you find random stuff, and like the stuff that's on your wish list. Usually once it goes, it doesn't come back, but sometimes it does. So one of those was a recurrence. However, this one I saw on Doris's channel at Aldi Books. They have a Spanish copy and an English copy. I got the English copy. Of course, this is Enchanted Air by Margarita Engel. Never read her, hadn't heard of her before Doris pointed her out. But this is a memoir of her life in Cuba and then when she moved to the States. But it's all in poems. I'm tempted to get the Spanish edition as well. I am working on Duolingo Spanish and Welsh. So plan on that, everyone. And hola. So I don't know. This should be really, really fascinating and interesting. Don't know anything else about it, but thank you, Doris, for causing me more money to spend. It is not hard to convince me. And then I have 3 nature science books. All of them I have wanted to read since I first heard about them. This first up is The Sound of a Wild Snail Eating by Elizabeth Tova Bailey. This is a little memoir, autofiction. I'm not sure what autofiction actually means. I don't know why it just came out of my mouth. But someone, when she's recovering from a surgery or an illness, someone gives her a houseplant and there's a little snail that's there. So she sort of befriends this little guy and observes him, and I don't know. It just sounds lovely, and I like the size of this too. That's a small little book. Then I have a National Book Award finalist, and I've never read Simon Montgomery before, but I'm going to do it with this one. This is The Soul of an Octopus by Simon Montgomery. A surprising exploration into the wonder of consciousness. Fun fact, I am deathly terrified of octopi, jellyfish, anything that's kind of like that. In the ocean, like sincerely terrified. Any kind of cephalopod. A cephalopod? Is that right? I don't know. No, thank you. So I'm trying to get over it. I would watch My Octopus Teacher on Netflix, but I think I would just be like, whoa, too freaked out to watch it move so much. I know they're really smart animals, but I'm just scared of them. Sorry. So I'm trying to get over that by learning about them and how fabulous they are. And in the same token, I got this one, Spineless. The Science of Jellyfish and the Art of Growing a Backbone by Julie Burwald. So this is, I think, based on jellyfish, obviously, and observing them, but also about her life and how she was inspired to change her life because of jellyfish. Same thing, trying to get over my fear of jellyfish and read something fun. And then this last chunk, they've been on my wish list, like I said, for a long time. And I thought, you know what? Screw it. Just get them all. You have free shipping, so whatever. So I have 5 books by Jenny Colgan. Jenny Colgan is one of my favorite go-to easy reading authors. I can just sink in, enjoy the story. It's going to have an HEA probably, but I always relate to the main characters somehow. It's just lovely. A lot of them are set in Scotland, which it's just, they're lovely. So these are mostly some of her early books. So I have Christmas at Rosie Hopkins' Sweet Shop. This is the second in a trilogy. I think I have the third and not the first. Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. I think this is like from 2007 or something. A lot of these are. Where Have All the Boys Gone? My Very 90s Romance. Yes, please, 90s. And then this is her very first novel, Amanda's Wedding. But it was also called Asking for Addison or something like that. Let's see if it's in here anywhere. It is not. So, got me some Jenny Colgan to fill in some gaps. And that's it. Oh yeah, I should say probably half of these are technically for my Thingaversary, which is my anniversary at LibraryThing. This year will be 14 years, I think. No, 13 years at LibraryThing. And the deal is you buy yourself a book for every year you've been at LibraryThing plus 1 to grow on. So it is 13 because I bought 14 books. So half of these books roughly were for my Thingaversary. The other half were just because I have no self-control, which is just as fine a reason to buy books as any. Yeah. So, okay, I guess that's it for now. I hope you have enjoyed this. Have you guys read any of these? Should I not have gotten any of these? Let me know. And I hope you're all doing well, staying safe, reading something fabulous. I will see you guys very soon in the next one. Bye.